There's something really powerful that happens when a man is aware of who he is. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the masculine power of presence and how it can affect the entire village, his lovers, his mother, and every other man in his community. There's a way that you can see all history and the world and all mythologies, religions, and attempts to control reality as just trying to answer one core question. And I imagine that question to be, and many great scholars, Joseph Campbell being among the greatest, who's studied world mythology and religion and folklore, would agree with this. And that question is, who am I? And there's no better question that I believe a man can ask himself than, who am I? Who? Because in answering that question, you can answer everything else, including the why. Which, if humans are meaning makers, this is so key and core to what a man is and what his purpose is on earth and how he shows up in his energy and what his presence actually does for the project of protecting, stewarding, and being a life giver and a lover of humanity. So let me give you some examples. Before a man knows who he is, he might be a predator. He might be a parasite. He might be a scavenger. And this is a archetypal state of the masculine. Before he comes into his kingship and is aware that he has a mission, indeed, that he has dharma on the planet and his gifts are needed and his service is needed in the village, he might end up like the caterpillar before it becomes the butterfly, just eating and fattening and destroying his environment and the feminine. And you see this running rampant on the planet right now. Uninitiated men, unaware of how to give their gifts in a good way and how to show up in service in a good way and how to not, as I run into a spider web. This is beautiful. Spiders talking here. Some spider medicine for me. I'm here at Punta Mona on the east coast of Costa Rica, this beautiful eco village. I'm about to head to Envision Festival. And what I want to say is that before a man knows who he is and is connected to God and Goddess, Creator, Creatrix in service, without needing it to be received and without needing to be coddled by his mother, without needing validation from the feminine, first of all inside of himself and then out in the world, until a man is able to step into that fully with a full heart and a love of life and not becoming cold, there will never be peace in his heart, and therefore there'll never be peace in his environment. And this is the crisis that the world's in right now. So the crisis of masculinity. Uninitiated boys running around the planet pretending to be men. I don't claim to be that man, but I'm oriented towards it, and I'm studying myself and studying how this works so I can steward my own consciousness and other men into a world that we know is possible and that all ancients have told us about and the wisdom of the First Nations all show, which is that if a man is not aware of who he is and how to show up in service with his gifts, there can be no peace or protection in the village, and the feminine's not going to save him. I wonder what this brings up for you, and I wonder, especially the men out there, have you asked yourself the question lately of who are you and what steps are you taking in humble strength and service to answer that question, irregardless of your environment and irregardless of whether or not there's an answer that will satisfy your mind only. And no, this is a soul level, it's a heart level question. Yeah. Here's a prayer to the eagle and the condor, the mind and the heart, the masculine and the feminine. May we fly together so that peace may reign on earth. Aho.